Hello, fellow explorers, and welcome to the Mystic Lemur. If we have not yet met, my name is Rita, and it will be my honor to be your guide through these messages today. However, as always, you are the best expert in what is right for you today, so do please take whatever resonates and leave what doesn't. The question for today is, what is my emotional body trying to tell me? What messages am I getting from my emotional body? What's going on with my emotions today? And knowing this, what can I do to bring about my best outcome with what's going on? So we have 3 piles to pick today. We have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. That's pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. So take a moment, have your deep, meditative, mindful breaths to get yourself into a state of calm so that you can bring about your best understanding from the messages that each pile contains. Once you have found your state of mindful calmness, pick a pile and we will begin. Okay. Moving into pile 1. Pile 1, what is going on in your emotional body today? We have 4 cards. First, this is what's going on for you. Oh, looks like we're going through some kind of transition today. And this is leading to some sense of doubt. And coming forward, you're working on becoming the master of your domain in your financial abundance. And the outcome of this is that you will have an internal wave of a new direction of energetic movement. So right now, some big transitions are going through for you, but the death card is something that is often a bit scary in a reading, but I've considered this to be one of the best cards of the deck because it means that out with the old and with the new, especially in this time of the end of the decade, big things have come and gone, so you're making room for new things to come through. And so what this might be feeling like for you right now is a sense of maybe loss, or maybe you're not quite sure where you're going. The lessons that you're learning here are that you do need to take stock of this energy that you have left and move forward with that because you're nearing the end of this cycle. So the things that you're not really bringing your awareness to quite yet is that this is leading you to being this master of your financial domain, and what your projected outcome again is that new wave of spark of new energy. So with that, what can you do today or in the near future to support you in bringing about your best outcome? First thing you can do, so with this death card, focus on what's ahead of you. You're seeing that you've got these empty cups ahead of you, but you've still got these bits behind you that are coming up from the background. This is part of what this transition through your death cycle, you're letting go of the old, bringing in the new, is bringing in these new things that you haven't quite brought your awareness to yet. And the lesson here is, again, this big breakthrough is coming with you very soon. The objective of this lesson here is this breakthrough, and especially with this Tower card in this deck, the foundation is pretty firm, but it's this mental breakthrough that's really coming through for you here. And for the clarification on the things that are not seen, you're really bringing about this sort of this financial abundance. This Empress card is similar to the mothering energy, really bringing forth all of your fertility. So you've got a lot of big things coming up for you, especially in terms of financial and other sorts of abundance. So really bringing about that nurturing energy to support that through. And with this eagle in the background, I read that as the support of Jupiter. So you've got luck on your side here. And finally, your advice for what to do now is to keep going. This Five of Swords is your mental energy is still moving forward, but possibly you're feeling a lot of competition or a lot of strife in your mental domain. So let that go, because it may not be serving you anymore, and really begin to take on these transformations. Be patient with what's coming for you, because again, it is all coming for you and not to you. So a bit more of the back of the deck energy that you have here supporting you was Judgment in reverse. So you may be having some karma that's being released right now. So again, with this transformation happening, be patient. It's all happening in due course. Some wisdom of the plants that can support you. Seeking clarity. So look for the lessons here. Look for the things that you haven't yet quite brought your attention to. Bringing that awareness right to the things that have so far been unseen. So maybe you're looking at more of the things that you feel like you've lost, perhaps bringing your attention to the things that you still have, or knowing that anything that's leaving you in this period is because it's not for you. And finally, breathe. Always great advice. Anytime you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed, come back to your breath. Come back to the now moment and breathe. Just breathe. And finally, let love be your motivation for action. Again, always great advice. If you are feeling like maybe your motivations have been elsewhere, bringing forth this Empress energy, really let love be your guide. All right. So these are the messages that I have for pile number 1, group number 1. So again, very exciting stuff happening. Just be patient. It's all happening for you. And all in good course. All right. So if that resonated with you, please leave a comment down below letting me know maybe what's going on for you that this may have pinged for you. If that really sat well with you, if you're really feeling the vibe, you might like to subscribe or hit the bell notification button to make sure that you keep up to date with what keeps coming through this channel. And if this is really feeling like it's vibing for you, you might also like to hit that like button. All right, thanks pile number 1, and moving on to pile number 2. All right, coming into pile number 2 here, what are the messages coming forth to you through your emotional body? What messages are going through you? What's happening with you and your emotions today? So first we have, you are starting out on something new, and this could be quite exciting. The lesson that you're integrating here is charity. Really be generous with those things that are coming forth for you. And the unseen factors that are also supporting you here, again, are these coming together of your friends, coming together in celebration, especially again in the holiday season, really taking advantage of the bringing together of the people who are in your support network. And the outcome of this will be, you will be supported in turning your back on those things that are no longer serving you. So yeah, you're starting out on something brand new. You're fresh into the journey, and what you would be well served to be learning here in this transformation, in this new phase that you're beginning to embark upon, is remember to be generous and celebrate with your support team on those things that are happening well for you, and know that you are being supported in letting go of those things that are no longer for you. So with those messages, what can you do today to bring about your best outcome based upon these messages that you're getting from your emotional body? So your best outcome here is to be aware that this present moment for you is beginning to take in more of your own nurturing energy. So the King of Chalices here is ruled by Cancer, and he's also quite relaxed, like he's just hanging out, but he's in reverse. So what this indicates to me is this is more of an internal nurturing, an internal growth in your own emotional well-being. So pay attention to these emotions. This new phase in your life might be feeling like it's tempting you to push yourself beyond your limits, or maybe tempting you towards something that might feel like burnout. So keep careful attention to your emotional well-being through this process. And what the lesson is moving towards you here is Chariot in reverse. This may indicate that you haven't fully integrated the choices that you've been faced with. So maybe you are interested in jumping ahead without completely being settled on where you were going beforehand. So again, with this Chariot in reverse, also ruled by Cancer, but in reverse. So perhaps, again, this is an indication that you need to be looking into your internal emotional well-being first, nurturing yourself from the inside out. To be generous to others, you first need to make sure that your cup is full. And also make sure that you're really solid on the choices that you're making before you try to jump ahead. And for the clarification on the things that you're not seeing right now, so maybe that your support team is there for you, but you're not fully aware of the support that they're giving you. So again, make sure that your plans are solidly in place. If your plans are still a bit in the early phases, you may not be quite ready to bring them out into the world just yet. It is wise to, if you have a very new thing that you're sort of incubating, keep it to yourself for a little while, because if you share it before you're quite ready to, it will feel like vulnerability rather than authenticity. And we can talk a bit more about vulnerability versus authenticity in a later video. But really, it's important that you make sure that you're solid on your choices before you bring them out into the world. And then finally, the advice for your best action right now is to, be the king of your own energies. So when you are active in your choices, making sure that you are doing so in a way that is at the highest vibrational possibility, right? So doing so in a way that is generous and supportive to others, but also making sure that you're not depleting yourself in this effort to bring about what this brand new day is for you. And then in the background, what is supporting you also is, again, justice. So justice here, she's ruled by Libra, so balance again, making sure that you're balancing what's happening on the inside and happening on the outside. She also talks to us about karma that might be at play. So making sure that you're bringing about whatever is supportive of your highest self. And she's number 8 here, so that's also an indication of that divine feminine energy of manifestation. So yeah, you're whatever your new endeavor is looking pretty well supported. Just make sure that it's planned out well before you jump ahead. So a bit more of the wisdom of the plants in supporting your message here today. Be courageous. Absolutely. Whatever you're doing, if you're going to do it wholeheartedly. Never bother doing something that's half-hearted. Make sure that you do so in a way that is healthy. So focus on all parts. Don't just jump ahead with 1 or 2 things. Make sure that everything is in alignment. And then speak your heart. Speak with your heart. So whatever it is that you're doing, make sure that when you are acting on this, it is an expression of what your true heart's desire is. And then finally, the words of wisdom that will support you in this. You are an I. You are an I. Use this higher aspect of yourself to redeem your shadow aspects. Oh, interesting. So this could indicate that maybe what you haven't fully planned in is something that's sticking around in your shadow. So make sure that you are, again, doing this from the space that is in alignment with your higher self. And remember that you are the author of your own story. So great prospects for whatever is going on. Your emotional body is telling you, great job, but make sure that all the pieces come together with you. If this message resonated with you, if you feel like you have an idea of what this message is about, go ahead and let me know in the comments below. If this really filled your cup, maybe you'd like to hit that like button. And if this is really hitting your vibe, you might even like to hit that subscribe and bell notification to keep up to date on what's going on with this channel. So those are the messages that I have for you. Pile number 2, group number 2. Great to have this little chat with you. And now we will move on to pile number 3. Okay, pile number 3. What messages do you have from your emotional body? What is going on in your emotional body today that you would be served to know about? And what can you do to bring about your best outcome? First, you are going through a brand new burst of creative, abundant, earthy energy. You're starting out on a very new spark of inspiration for your financial abundance. But it's quite new. It's so new that it's still quite internal to you. You may not even be fully aware of it. So this may be your first indication that that's what's going on for you. So you seem to be going through this new spark of creative awareness in your financial, physical domain, but this may be something that's so new you're not quite even aware of it yourself yet. So what is the lesson that's being at play, right? So you're working towards your happy ending. 10 of Cups, this is a fulfilled, happy relationship, so it could be that this is to do with something that you're bringing about within a romantic relationship. And what's not seen but active for you is that you maybe have gone through some restless nights. Maybe you've had some nightmares, quite a lot of anxiety around this. So this is an invitation to you to begin to release that anxiety. And then the outcome of this is, wow, yeah, you are working your way towards becoming your own high priestess. So with the high priestess card, this is definitely about embracing the things that are unseen to you. So again, perhaps this is not yet something that you've been fully aware of. And we have the yin and the yang here. So she is the space between those two parts. So she's sort of the arbitrator between these apparent dualities that are actually all basically the same thing. So you're really coming into your own and being able to embrace those things that are the unseen forces in your life to bring about your happy ending. So what can you do today to make the most out of this message that your emotions are sharing with you today? So the first thing you can do, so we have the priestess and the magician, but the magician is in reverse. So the magician, if we look at him upright, he's very active. He is the master manifester. He brings together all elements, the mind, energy, emotions, and physicality, matter, and brings about what it is that whatever his intention is to bring into the world. So very masculine, very active, but he's in reverse. So what this is telling you is that you might want to take a step back and release more of this masculine energy and come into more of this feminine ideal. So you might not have to be so pushy with things. You might not have to be so aggressive with things. You might be able to let things flow a bit more. So what is the objective of this lesson? Becoming, again, the queen rather than the king of your energy. So coming to the most mature, but in the feminine expression, form of your energy. So using your energy wisely, speaking your mind, but speaking it with grace and speaking it with kindness, and really using this to support you and coming towards this happy romantic ending for you. So another clarification on what is unseen. So the Knight of Swords is here also supporting you. So the Knight is a servant. And in this case, you have your mental energy looking towards the energy of your energetic body. So the mind here is really to be in support of you coming to this emotional conclusion that will help bring you to this new spark of manifestation in a way that is more flowing and more receptive rather than active and trying to force things, and also releasing whatever anxiety that might have been coming up for you. And then finally, the best advice for what you can do today. So focus on your emotions. You clicked onto a video that was about what is your emotional body doing today. So tap in. Don't be afraid to listen to what your heart is saying. Be more flowing. Be more fluid in what's going on. Go with the flow a bit more. And then the background energies that are supporting you here. So you got 7 of Pence in reverse. So your fruits of your labors are coming close to fruition, but they're not quite there yet. And maybe you're beginning to wonder if that was really what you wanted after all. So in reverse, that might mean that if you look to what this activity that you've been maybe pushing and maybe causing you some anxiety with, if you look to it and really evaluate where it is and perhaps not try to bring forth a harvest before it's ready, appreciate what's already there, this can help you tap into that flow and tap into that new emotional insight. What messages can we share from the wisdom of the flowers to help you through this emotional time? First, again, be strong. Put forth your effort where you want it. So this might be also an indication of being very judicious about where you're putting your energy. So definitely be the courageous person that you are. Live your best life, live your lion heart, but do so in a way that is in alignment with what you really want. Be cooperative. So if someone is helping you or offering you help, accept it. That can be something that's extremely difficult. For me, it was a big lesson to learn to ask for help before I was already in a crisis moment. So yeah, if someone's there to support you, you might be someone who really enjoys giving, but you know that you can't get the joy of giving unless someone is accepting the gift. So be that person that gives the joy of accepting the gift of help. And then finally, renewal. So it's time to begin again. New times are approaching. We're about to come into a new decade. Whole new cycle is ready to begin. So be prepared to take on whatever transformation, whatever new challenges are presenting themselves to you. Okay, group number 3, what messages of healing do we have to share for you with this emotional message today? So we have, trust in divine order, you are being helped. So yeah, trust in the help that's being offered to you. You may not see quite what's going on right now, but your spirit team is here. You are exactly where you need to be, when you need to be, how you need to be. So just trust that it's all working out for your greater good. And go more with the flow. Be easy, be breezy. Let go of this sort of pushing energy and let more of it come to you. All right, so those are my messages for group number 3. If this resonated with you, maybe you'd like to share in the comments below what you think this message might be about. If you really thought this was hitting your vibe, you might like to hit subscribe and post notifications to keep track of what's happening on this channel. And if this really sort of spoke to you, you might like to hit the like on this video. So thanks so much for letting me be your guide for today, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.